All right, everybody. So last video we did compound inequalities, and we used the word and. That means that we had two inequalities, and they both had to kind of head towards each other, and all of our answers were in the middle. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the word or. Now I gave you a little example of this in a past video, so if you haven't watched that video, you probably want to look at that one first. But these ones, you're going to either get one answer or the other one. It can't be both. And I'll show you why. Because the arrows are going to go one way and the other, and so you can't have a point that satisfies both sides. So we are once again going to be using the inverse property, okay, using this to be able to solve for our variable. Now in this one, I have S. I want to make this clear. S is our variable in this first one here. Okay. So I'll go ahead and solve this. Now in these ones, in the past video, we did both at the same time, going on either side of our variable, or either side of our sign. Now this one, you can solve one at a time. You don't have to do both at the same time. So I'm going to add 6 to start. Okay. So that's going to be 22 is less than S. See, I don't like using S very much because it looks a lot like 5. But if you get really good, you should make your S's like round and your 5's really straight. That was something that I did as I got better at math, is I had to make sure that my 5's had a very flat top on them. So remember that there's a property here. We have one thing left to do. We have to divide by a -1. And that means we're going to have -22 flipped a sign, and there's an S. Okay? So now it's -22 is greater than S. So there's one answer. So now we're going to go -5 over here and -5. Okay? So that's 2S is greater than or equal to 6. Alright, now we're going to divide by 2. Now there's no equal sign, or sorry, no negative sign, so our sign here, our inequality, stays the same. So it's now S is greater than or equal to 3. Okay, and so here's the other one. So now let's go ahead and put this onto a single line, or line graph here. -22 is going to be a big number, but it's going to be, so let's kind of estimate where -22 is down here. Okay. Now our circle is going to be an open circle because there's no sign, equal sign underneath it. This one's going to be a solid one, and I'm going to go ahead and put 3 where it actually is supposed to go here. And so now we're going to make 2 arrows telling us where all the answers are. So -22 is bigger than all my answers. Okay? So that means that all my answers are smaller than -22. So I need to keep going that way for that side of the answers. Now on this one we have all my answers, or S, is greater than or equal to 3. So all my answers should be greater than 3. Now, I can't get a point that will work for both. Down in here, that works for neither of them, so I would have to choose like 5 or something up there to get this one to work, and then like -30 to make that one work. So it's one or the other. Okay? So let's try one more with that, with the or. All right. So this time our variable is r. Okay? No rhyme or reason, just r. So let's go ahead and solve for r. I'm going to subtract 3. Okay? So I'm going to bring this down. So that's 2r is less than, oh, no equal sign, is less than 4. Okay? Now I'm going to divide by 2. Now, There's no negative signs in these 2's here, so the sign stays the same, so it's r is less than 2. All right. So now let's move into the next one. So see if you can actually solve these. You should hopefully be able to solve these by yourself, but minus 9, okay? So minus r less than negative 7, okay? So now this is the one that messes everybody up. We've got the negative r with the inequality, have to flip the sign around to be able to make this work. So divide by negative 1, sorry, I tried to put 2 negatives there. Negative 1, dividing by both. So that takes away the negative from the r, so we still have r. Flip the sign, and now we have a positive 7. There we go. All right, so now we're going to take both of these numbers and put them on number line here. Let's see. Okay, so first of all, we have 7. Put a solid line because of this equal sign. All right, so that's at 7. Oh, that works. So 2, 1, 2. There is no line underneath it, so it's an open circle at 2. So both of these are positive, which works. It's fine. Now I just need to graph it. So all my answers, because our variable here says all my answers are less than or smaller than 2. So that's going to head this direction. All my answers are bigger or equal to 7. So all my answers are bigger or equal to 7. So once again, if I was to choose a number to make one of these true, I would only get one or the other, not both. And so that is why we have an or in our problem. It's either one or the other, not both. And then we also had and, which made it so that the arrows were going towards each other, and you could get a number that could satisfy both of them at the same time. All right, so hopefully that helped you out. This is called a compound inequality, and with using or. All right, hope to see you in the next video.